So we got all of this stuff moved from the house area and stacked over here, which was quite the day yesterday of breaking, or 2 days ago, breaking things down and moving them. But you can see the retaining wall is now complete. They've gotten most of those posts broken off, and the walls are all filled, and you can see all the scaffolding is taken down. And today is excavation day, so we're doing all the backfill today, which is a huge step because after this we can get the foundation poured and the septic. So Brandon was working on putting together all the septic pipes yesterday. We were trying to figure out the bathroom situation for the downstairs bathroom. And I think we got it all figured out, and where it's going to, how it's going to be placed and all of that. So big things happening, which is kind of fun. And here comes another load of rock. This could get very cramped in this area. Oh, Tessie. There goes. It's so cool to see what goes into actually building a house from the ground up. And that we get to be here to watch the whole thing is pretty spectacular. So now that he's backfilled a little bit of the house, they have this machine that flattens it all out, pushes it all down, which is nice. They don't have to do that by hand. So it's after lunch, and these guys are good. They are so fast. This morning it was just our excavator and one other guy, and they got so much done, and now 2 more came before lunch, and they are just rocking and rolling. We've got, I think we've had 4 deliveries of rock. So first he put down dirt, then he put down the big stones, and then now this kind of little gravel here on top, and then he'll put down some peat gravel on top that will be to level out the foundation inside where the house is. So yeah, they're taking dirt from over here, which is good, and they're starting to fill stuff in. Backfilling this afternoon. Mostly it was to create a ramp to get into the garage and lower level, which is really cool that they can fit through there with this bobcat. So now they're taking all of these little peat gravel and bringing them in for the foundation. And then they're going to, I don't know if you can see in here, there's one guy manning the machine, and then 2 guys in here leveling. And so they've got their laser level going, and they're just starting to get the whole floor put in with rock. What?
High speed through the wall. There's no penetration for the high speed to come through.
Oh, just got word. We forgot to put any sort of ability for high speed in the concrete. Oops. I guess we'll be working with slow internet service, but that's okay. We'll figure something out. So Brandon just ran the electrical into the conduit. And man, that was a lot of work for him. And I did a little helping, but he's the guy that does all the legwork. So now we'll have power in the house, which is amazing. Made it through this crazy weekend. It is Tuesday and kids are doing laundry. And Brandon is meeting with Jeff. They're having a hard time finding someone to pour the concrete slab. So they're kicking around the idea of maybe doing it themselves. But you can see we've got all this beautiful leveled ground. So this is what they got done. They got the walls. You can see in there, this is all peat gravel inside. So it's an all flat level ground. That's how the house will sit. A few inches of concrete. And then the retaining wall is awesome. The kids love it. And they can actually just step up to it now because they leveled off this entire area. And then they also put a little place for a sidewalk out the door to go over to the garage area. So that's pretty awesome. And they were here all day yesterday, all day today. And the kids and Brandon and I decided to go to the river and jump off some bridges again. Seems to be what we like to do. Had lovely fried rice, and Brandon still hasn't eaten his cucumbers from our lovely friends and this watermelon. And we're gonna go give one of these to the ducks because they finally like me again. I may have bribed them with lots of dandelions and treats, but hey, with animals, that's how it works. So you can see they kind of leveled this area off too, but there were probably, I want to say 10, maybe not 10, but almost that many loads of gravel and rock to get this ground level. But we've got this is almost cleared, which was great. Had to move all the wood over to here for now. And then we are ordering our lumber for the house as well this week. So right now, the ducks are eating a lovely treat of watermelon. Ooh, just tripped on a little stump there. Here you go, ladies. And you can see they love it. And it's super good for them. We don't give them a ton, just because too much sugar can be too bad for them. But we give them like just the end pieces. The part where we don't want to eat the rest. But there are sometimes I just want to give them a whole piece because they're just so cute. So yeah, they're not as scared anymore. You can see they're just spreading out and kind of exploring their pen area, which is awesome. And let's see, the garden. I don't think I've been in there for a little while. We'll see how it looks. On these hot days, I've been trying to water some of the plants at least a couple times, but it was hot, really hot the last few days. So I'm not really sure how it's going to look when we go in there, but let's find out. Well, everything looks pretty happy. My beets have kind of been, the top row at least because we're at a slant, my beets have kind of been wilty during the day, but the carrots are getting nice and lush, and the peas are climbing up this wonderful trellis that Brandon put up. I transplanted a lot of these onions, and they've all taken root, so we're gonna have about 50 onions this year, which I would have liked to have more, but baby steps. We don't have a space to actually store all this stuff yet, so we're just gonna grow what we can use for the time being. But you can see the peas are all just taking off and climbing. The boys like to come in here and try and catch moths. We have moths everywhere. But these beets, they held up today, and they're actually getting really big. So I'm excited to see how these grow. Excuse me, buddy. Thank you. Our broccoli, that's doing really well. I think the last time we were in here, I had just planted the radish seeds. So there's the zucchini, which is doing good. And then all of these radishes. I think I counted, how many did I count the other day? You remember?
Like 60 something?
I think it was 60. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I counted 60 radishes coming up. So that will be awesome. I was hoping they would be here and done in time for when my in-laws are here because Charlie loves radishes. So cucumbers are doing well. We're so excited for those. After having our friends cucumber tonight for dinner, it's way better. Tomatoes are still puny, these two. But then this one, I think this one will be all right. And we're gonna trim off the bottoms once it gets a little bit bigger too, just so it has a little better of a chance of surviving. And our little apple seedlings, I think we're gonna keep them in here, if not in the basement, with some lights or something over the winter, just because I want to see what they do. We're not terribly positive that we're gonna get anything, but we grew an apple tree in Minnesota from a seed, which was super fun. There's a lemon tree. And it took about 5 years, and it was 5 years from this year that we planted it or started it from seed. And it grew and grew, and it was great. And last year gave us one glorious apple, and we were so excited. And then this year, right before we were leaving, it had probably 200 blossoms on it. Yeah, so we contacted our neighbor friends back in Minnesota, and they said, oh yeah, they took a picture. There are just hundreds of apples. So we're glad for the new family that lives in our house, or our old house, that they can enjoy those apples. So it was kind of fun, just like a little science experiment. The kids wanted to do it for kind of a homeschool project, so they're kind of in charge of that. Well, actually, Nolan's in charge of the garden and the greenhouse, but the kids like to go in and help out, and they know all the names now, which is kind of fun. So it'll be fun to watch the plants grow with the kids growing and the ducks, and it's just fun. We're having a really good time. Excited for family to come out. Trying to get as much done now before we have a crazy couple weeks. So everything else is going really well. The kids are doing well. They got a whole series of books today that they already burned through, but I'm sure they'll reread them over and over again, and hopefully the library will reopen. So that's about all I got for now. So Brandon and the kids are drilling holes into the fox blocks through the concrete, not through the concrete, but into the concrete. So the rebar that will be underneath the foundation will be super sturdy. Right, happy Friday. It is 6 a.m. and my goodness, everyone is in full speed right now. As you can see, it is another Concrete Friday. We've got our favorite all-purpose concrete pumping and our Call Ready Mix. And the guys have already started pouring the foundation. We even got Nolan up this early, which is really fun. So we originally thought we were gonna have somebody do this for us, but that ended up falling through, right? Surprise, surprise. So Brandon and the guys decided, let's take it upon ourselves, and we've always wanted to do this, so let's give it a shot. So Brandon called our newfound friend here in the concrete business, and he let us use, I'm not even gonna try and say what these things are. This leveler, I don't even know what it's called. So it is gas powered, and it will level out the concrete once it's a little bit more is poured. And then there's also this machine over here, which I think is some kind of a, I think it vibrates the concrete to settle it. I don't know, we'll have to see. This is all very new to me too. But very exciting, nonetheless. Nolan's working hard. We'll see how he fares after this. They're working hard. Daniel's here again. Jeff's over there with the trowel. I don't know, we'll see. This might be the beginning of something. Looks pretty flat, looks pretty good. Quite the art. This is stuff that I would always take for granted. Never knew what kind of work went into this, so this is awesome to be able to witness this and see these guys do this. I don't know, they make it look pretty easy. I don't think any of them are used to wearing those giant boots. Finishing touches. That's where they're at now. I don't know, I think these three work pretty well together. such a giver. What do you need? And just like that, it's about 7:30, and there's a concrete floor. These guys are just finishing up. They're hosing everything off. Thank you, Daniel, for letting Brandon use your muck boots. I think these guys were smart to do this early, because they seem to all be pretty warm. So it's 10 o'clock now, and the guys have taken a break to eat some breakfast and have some conversation. So it's been about 4 hours since they started this process, and the concrete's finally cured enough that they can get in there and start to finish it up. Three guys on pieces of insulation.
I don't know. That was the first truck too. Yeah. Can I get a smaller piece of foam? I can almost get my butt on this one.
Daniel's barefoot.
Then you got to be a slab of it. Yeah.
You're getting there though. It's looking good. So here is said machine that I have no idea what it's called, but they feel confident. They watched a video. Whoa! Whoa! Watch the wall! I don't know. The look on Jeff's face right now, I'm not really sure what he's thinking.